Hey guys, welcome back to the Spooky Swans podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Josh.
And today, well, last week I spun the wheel and I landed on, so technically I landed on psychological. But
Yeah, but we don't like to follow the rules, so we spun again.
yeah, but I don't really like psychological too much. So I kept spinning the wheel. And then Josh is like, "You're such a cheater." But then he allowed me to spin the wheel. And that second time I spun it, I landed on cosmic. And I was like, all right, I'm sticking with it.
Hmm.
However, we did leave it on the board because Josh also wants to do cosmic later on. And I agreed. That was the least I could do since I cheated.
Appreciate it.
However, I did tell him if he lands on cosmic really, really soon, right afterwards, like to spin it again. So we don't do two cosmic movies or anything back to back.
Yeah. Which we can't do anyway because next week is listener's choice.
Yeah, next week is listener's choice, but regardless, listener's choice. And then if you land on cosmic, I would like you to spin it again.
Okay.
Because I still think it's too soon to do another cosmic film.
Okay.
But yeah, so I landed on cosmic. So I ended up choosing this one that actually recently came out on Netflix. That once I watched it, I was like, this would be a perfect pick for cosmic. So I had written it down. I had previously explained it a little bit to Josh, and then he was like, don't tell me the rest of the movie because I want to watch it. So then when I landed on cosmic, I was like, you know what? Like, this is a perfect movie to do. However, I enjoyed it. Josh, not so much.
I didn't like it.
Josh wasn't the biggest fan of it. And so the movie we're talking about is called The Last House. If you don't know what that is, you probably haven't watched it because it literally just came out August 7th on Netflix. But they advertised it really well. I know that they had a billboard in, what is it called? Where did they have this billboard? On Sunset Strip in LA. They had a billboard that kind of was furnished and everything, and they had a stunt actor actually live in there.
That's what that was for?
Yes, to promote the movie.
Okay.
And he was actually communicating with people with whiteboard.
Yeah, he wished that one girl a happy birthday.
Yes. Yeah, so that's how they promoted the movie. Smart way.
It is very smart.
Yeah. So
I didn't know what it was for. I didn't really read into it, but now it makes sense.
Yeah, so they advertised it that way, obviously with previews and stuff on Netflix. So the minute it came out, I was like, I'm going to watch this movie because it looks so good.
To be fair, you watch every movie that comes out, like the day it comes out.
That's true.
Because we have people over for movie night and they're always like, oh, let's watch this. And you're like, I've seen that. It's...
Oh, this movie just came out. Like, I feel so bad because my cousin is always like, oh, I saw this movie on Netflix. It looks like a cute chick flick or something that came out on Netflix. We should watch it. And I was like, oh, I already watched that. And she's like, how? But it just came out. It just came out today. And I was like, yeah, I watched it earlier.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Like, I recently watched that movie that just came out too, the new Adam Sandler movie that his daughter is in.
Yeah.
Don't Say Good Luck. Oh, I destroyed myself because it's a big tearjerker.
Oh, God.
And everybody was like, Adam Sandler, stop doing these types of movies. Go back to your funny stuff.
Yeah, Adam Sandler and all them are here in Jersey filming Grown Ups 3. And they're filming at the school my sister works at. And no one who works at the school is allowed to be there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why she's been kind of off.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that exact school or like just one in the district, but yeah, like no one's allowed to be there at all. And I was like, damn, I would have like taken off of work and gone, but no.
That's nice.
Yeah. Because they opened the new Netflix studio in Jersey, so like there's going to be a lot of...
I thought they were still building it.
They're still building it, but like they're gonna be filming here a lot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a lot of people have been filming New Jersey. I mean, New Jersey is just a very popular location to film because there's a lot of less restrictions on filming
Yeah.
and laws. So it's just easier for them.
And there's also a little bit of everything. So we have the beach, we have, if you need city, we got city. If you need like suburban, we got that.
And the seasons changing.
Yeah.
And then they always end up filming in a really ratchet place. But then they pick like a very nice, because every ratchet town has at least one spot of that ratchet town that's just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So they always pick something that's like that.
It's true. It's you see the like I used to work in Plainfield, which if you're not from the area, it could be a scary place. But going there, like I would drive by, I'm like, oh, that place looks nice, and then I go a little further, and I'm like, oh, that car's on fire. So there's a little niceness in the chaos, but you know, that's Jersey for you.
That is Jersey for you. Yep. I feel like our area where we live in New Jersey is pretty like okay. Like there's some nice. I don't think it's ghetto. It's not ghetto. It's
No.
just it's getting congested now.
It is, yeah, because they're building condos in a lot of the surrounding areas, so it's pushing people in this direction.
Everywhere you turn, there is either a new development coming up or an apartment
Mm-hmm.
of some sort. Because a lot of people can't afford houses anymore.
No,
So
it's true.
that's the biggest sucky thing about New Jersey is just how expensive it is to live here.
Mm. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, because there is lots of nice things about New Jersey too. Like our food is way better
Well, yeah,
than other places in the U.S.
you want like a really good breakfast sandwich on a bagel that's fresh.
Then you need to either be here or New York.
Yeah, but yeah, so this movie does not take place in New Jersey. It takes place in Seattle, right?
It's supposed to be Seattle. It was even though it was primarily filmed in England,
Mm.
but yes, they depicted it as Seattle.
Yeah, they show the Space Needle a lot. So, but yeah, so this movie, I, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. It's a good movie. It really is a good movie. It wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I could still put my, you know, gripes with it aside to look at it from the outside and be like, it is a good movie.
Yeah, it's not your cup of tea movie, but at the same time, it's. I just feel like with that genre, because it's also like a survival
Mm-hmm.
type of film, and I would even say like end of the world film or just a whole bunch of different genres
Yeah.
mixed. But as we were saying at the end of last week's episode, cosmic basically it's beyond you.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's something.
It's the fear of the unknown. And, you know, things happening well out of your control, and you're just kind of
You're stuck.
there.
You just can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that exactly when I watched this movie, it was like this is a cosmic film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good pick for it. I'll say that. Um,
I wonder what your pick is for cosmic film.
yeah, I'm not gonna say it now because I do have one in particular that I really want to do. A movie that I've watched way too many times at this
I saw
point.
there was a Nick Cage one.
Yeah, The Color Out of Space, which is a movie adapted from an H.P. Lovecraft book.
So I almost chose that one, but like I said, I recently watched this one, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this one."
This one was good. The Color Out of Space would have been good too, but it's I don't know. After a certain time period, Nick Cage started doing every movie that came to him, and he just goes crazy in every movie he does.
Oh yeah, of course. That's just him.
And that movie is him raising llamas on a secluded farm with his family, and then
Oh my god, it's like that spider movie. I can't. What is it?
Eight-Legged Freaks.
Eight-legged freaks.
That's one of my favorite.
That they were like, my one friend was like, when we were watching it, like, they also have a. There was a somebody was raising.
Someone had like an alpaca farm.
Yeah, an alpaca farm.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Who the hell has an alpaca farm?" And I was like, "Well, who the hell has a spider farm?"
It's true.
And then she's like, "True that." Word.
Dude had a shit ton of spiders.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do that as an episode one day, just because it is such a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. I had never watched that movie until she had said it. And then I was like, oh my god, like, let's watch it.
Such a great movie.
It is a great movie.
But nonetheless, we watched The Last House.
The Last House. Okay. On Netflix. And basically it follows this family that they get stuck inside their house.
That's the plot.
That's the plot, yeah.
That's the whole thing.
And yeah, and scene. That's it. That's our movie review for this week.
They get stuck and
I'll see you guys next week.
Bye. No.
Bye.
No, so the rain comes.
Uh-huh.
And it seals the doors and windows of every house.
Yeah, so everybody gets trapped inside their house and they're unable to leave their house. And this movie also, like, I feel like because of that, it kind of explores, like, claustrophobia, too, because you're just stuck in your house. Like, you cannot leave.
Yeah. I kind of wish they explored that more, but they really don't. Like, they could have done so much with getting, like, cabin fever and all of that, and they really didn't touch on that.
I feel like the son did at the end, like...
Towards the end,
because he was just like, I'm not, like... It gets to a point that you're just not living.
Yeah.
That you're just like, I'm probably just better off dead.
Yeah.
Josh and I talked about how long we would survive. And if we were stuck in our house until further notice, I feel like we would live maybe a week.
Yeah.
And then we'd probably die.
Probably.
Yeah, because we just don't have enough food.
No.
To live. And then I would definitely be like, oh, I'm trapped in my house. I'm going to eat everything. I wouldn't even think.
You and the cats could eat me. I'm good.
To eat you?
Yeah.
I mean, Frankie will probably be like, say less.
Yeah, it'll probably hold you guys over for a while.
Hell no.
Yeah, but, yeah, so it starts off with, the father, Jason. He's fishing.
Yeah, he's fishing. He realizes that there's a storm about to come in. And, you know, he gets in his car to go back to his home. It also has a little bit of a...
Sorry, the cats are just...
rambunctious a little bit today.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for spraying her, but she was being a little bit annoying.
Pain in the ass. She knows it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Millie.
No, it was Tully.
I sprayed Millie, too, by accident.
Yeah, she'll live.
But it also narrates that everybody remembers the last day that they were outside and where they were and, like, what happened.
When the rain came.
And then when the rain came, and then... So, he goes home to his family. His garage door is not able to open. So he just, like, leaves his car.
It also foreshadows a little because he catches, like, a very tiny fish. And he's like, you're literally the first thing I caught in days, but you're still too small, and he throws it back. Foreshadowing that there's, like, no fish anywhere.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even peep that. But, good catch.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
So they go inside, you know, and then this is where you meet the rest of the family. So we have him, his name is Jason, the dad. His wife's name is Anne. and then they have two children, Graham and Ruth,
Ruth.
and they have a dog named Cassidy.
A beautiful, golden retriever.
Golden retriever. Any type of these movies, you can already foreshadow what's gonna happen when there's an animal involved.
Yes, which was strike one for the movie for me.
Yeah.
Because I get why they do it. And I'm not going to spoil anything now. But, like, any movies that, anything happens to an animal, just don't have the animal in the movie. It doesn't add to the story. I mean, it really doesn't.
No, but it's just being realistic.
Which is fine, but I don't know. To me, it's just depressing.
It is depressing, but I mean, it is realistic. Obviously, the first thing Josh said to me when we started the movie and he saw the dog, he was like, fast forward when they killed the dog.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Or when the dog dies or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no problem. But it wasn't... I also don't like movies where animals, something happens to the animal. But this one was very, very, like, small. Like, it wasn't... You don't see it on camera. Nothing. It's just implied type of thing.
Yeah, it's like what happened to the dog in Signs, where it happened off camera.
Off camera, and then you're just like, oh, man. But, like, yes.
I hate it.
So, it's something like that. So, just a heads up for everybody.
But, so we meet the family. We get a little foreshadowing on the house and how there's, like, structural damage to the chimney. There's, like, a crack in it.
Yeah, so a person was going to come tomorrow to check out the chimney because they're saying that the foundation is... the foundation is cracking.
Excuse me.
And the only thing keeping it together is, like, the chimney.
Yeah, the foundation's cracking. The chimney is holding it together at the moment. But the chimney's also starting to crack. And they were joking, like, oh, maybe our house will sink. And like, ha, ha, ha. And they just, they're making light of it.
Yeah, they're making light of it. You do find out that Jason's unemployed, too. So they're going through some tough times. Not able to really keep up with the bills. Trying to figure out, like, their mortgage situation. But other than that, like, they're just a normal, regular family.
Yeah, and he's an unemployed engineer.
Yes.
Which definitely comes in handy.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's other stuff that I know that I would die because of that. However, I am good at crafts. So...
I don't know if that falls into that category, but...
So if you need me to hot glue anything...
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm your girl. Or you need me to decorate and pizzazz something, I got you.
Oh my god. But, the kids are... Well, it starts raining pretty hard. The kids start saying, like, well, we gotta go get a Christmas tree. You promised, and they're like, it's raining, though. They're like, no, you promised.
So what do you think? It's like the beginning of December or like end of November, you think?
No, I'd say it's...
If you were to ballpark it?
If I had to ballpark it, I'd say it's the middle of December. Because there's a lot of Christmas decorations everywhere. Because you see them out on the lawn, the whole movie, the Christmas decorations.
Gotcha.
So I would definitely say like middle of December.
Okay.
So, they all get geared up and ready to go outside, and door does not open.
Yeah. The kids are arguing with each other because they think that they pranked one another. Mm-hmm. And they're yelling at each other. Jason goes upstairs to get Anne because Anne is just putting on a little bit of makeup before she leaves. He tells his kid to go wait in the car. And they're not able to open it, so they're just yelling at each other. So Jason comes downstairs to check the door, and it's not opening. Right away, he's like to his kids, what'd you guys do? Mm-hmm. And they're like, nothing. He goes to the back door. The screen door, right? In the backyard.
Yeah, like the sliding glass door.
Yeah, doesn't open either. Wife comes down. Okay, like I'm ready to go, and he's like, doors, everything not opening. So she goes and she's like, "What? What do you mean? Like, stop being crazy." Like, she tries the door, nothing works. Now the whole family is running around the whole house, trying every window. Um, Ruth goes to her bedroom. She tries her bedroom window.
Go up to the attic.
They go up to the attic. They try the little window in the attic. So at this rate, Cassidy is going barking like crazy too. So I know at that point I was like, I wanted to be like, shut the fuck up.
But yeah, so they're going around like crazy. Jason decides he's gonna run and kick the door and falls on his ass immediately.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. It's a wooden door.
Could try to kick it down.
But I feel like the way he did it wouldn't have come down regardless.
No, it was a very weak hit.
It was a very weak hit.
Yeah, but then he does try to smash the window.
Yeah.
And that's when they realize that they're kind of fucked because they see the glass slowly forming back together and they can't break through. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're watching out the windows. They see all the neighbors also trapped in their homes. And then they see one of the neighbors that was out for a run come back, and people are like banging on the windows to like try to get her attention, and somebody finally does and like explains to her like what's going on, so she runs to get help. And then that's when the neighbors start writing notes to each other.
Yeah, they start writing notes to each other. So they have Jason's family has a little chalkboard that Ruth is like drawing on, and then he takes it from her. And she's like, "Hey, I worked so hard on that." And he's like, "No, you didn't." He says these side remarks to his kids that I'm like, damn.
They fuck with each other a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny at first.
Yeah, so they're talking back and forth. The other neighbors are kind of like, they're spelling out shit too.
Yeah.
So the neighbor across the street from them is like, they think the government's involved. And so Jason's like, maybe, but why?
And then the other neighbor
is like, aliens.
That and Ruth is like, "Is that how you spell aliens, Dad?" He's like, "No, it's not," because I completely misspell it. And then the really funny one is the other neighbors, and they're holding up the sign saying this was a one-night stand.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, and then the little girl asks, "What's a one-night stand?" And so her parents are awkwardly like, "Oh, it's an adult sleepover." And she's like, "What's the difference between an adult sleepover and
a regular sleepover?"
So wife saves the day by saying they're allowed to eat as much candy as they want.
Smart.
So that was a nice day.
Yeah. But yeah, so then it starts to jump around like day 2, day 3.
Well, at first, they go about their day regular, but then they start talking about, and this is where I say that the parents are really, really smart. Both of them are like really, really smart, because I wouldn't have thought of majority of the things that they did. Because I wouldn't right away be like, okay, we need to salvage food, and they made their kids get into like a routine of like, they still made them do school, they made them do gym, they taught them like useful things. The wife, she made spaghetti and she saved the seeds
that was actually
from the tomato, and she was
smart,
like, I'm gonna start growing like a little like plant garden thing. And that's not like, let's save that. Or she would just save like anything that was left over, even just like what, like just the liquid of things, and like repurpose and repurpose that.
I was impressed because I like the survival stuff, and the things they were doing was very smart.
Yeah, and it's like the little things like that would have not thought of.
Um, but yeah, they're really trying to keep their kids' minds busy
Yeah.
and not dwelling on you know the horrible situation that they're
We forgot to mention at this point they do have electricity
in. Mm-hmm.
right now, but even the dad's like, we don't know how long it's going to last, or so we need to start doing things to make sure, like, we have running water right now, but you don't know when. So they start collecting like water
Mm-hmm.
and stuff too, and saving things on the side, like in pots and pans and stuff.
Yeah,
So that really smart,
very
really
smart.
smart of them.
They did try to keep the kids happy and busy, but he was like, "All right, we got a bunch of records. That's fun, and we have two movies to watch."
Yeah.
So they ended up watching Annie like every single night.
Yeah, it was. What were the two movies? It was Annie and Air Force One.
Air Force One, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so we would be. We talked about that too. That we would be good in the movie department because
We have
so many movies.
we have a bunch of movies and we have a bunch of seasons of TV shows on DVD, so we'd be fine.
However, I said those movies would be no good because we would have no way to play them.
Well, once the electricity went out, yeah.
No, because can you use the PlayStation without Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Oh, you can.
If it's a DVD, yeah, because it just doubles as a Blu-ray player.
So you don't need the internet at all.
No.
Okay. So yeah, we would be good until the internet went out then.
Then we have a bunch of books to read.
We do have a bunch of books to read.
Yeah, so now we just need a bunch of food and water and we'll be fine.
Food and water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, yeah, they keep the kids busy with that. They set up like a drive-in movie theater, which was kind of cool because they have the car in the garage.
That doesn't work, yeah. So, yeah, that was like later on in the movie though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and at first they're having a good old time. You know?
At first.
At first, of course. Every morning they try the door, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't open it, so, they make breakfast, they just spend time with your family. I would say at first, like, it's good. It's like almost getting COVID, but without being sick and being home.
Yeah.
Then it's like a little staycation.
Yeah, at first.
At first.
And as all this is happening, like, every now and then you see Ruth just kind of watching out the window.
Playing with, like, the rain.
Because she sees something that the others do not.
Mm-hmm.
She sees, like, when she moves her fingers across the glass that the rain follows her.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely sees something, like, outside.
Yeah, but her family is straight up, like, very terrible. The dad actually went off on her.
He did. Yeah, he snapped at her because this was right when they were getting, like, hungry.
This is one where they were like, yeah, food was getting scarce now.
Yeah.
Because at this point it had been a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think at the 1 month mark they were doing Christmas and people were, like, still happy for the most part.
Yeah.
But then the neighbors were like, they would write back and forth to each other. They were trying to find out, like, basically playing, like, the telephone, but with, like, boards and shit
Mm-hmm.
through the neighborhood to see, like, how far this was affecting.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty sure it was, like, the world at this point.
Yeah, because the farthest that they were able to get telephone-wise was 5 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like, beyond that, who knows. But, yeah, we're going to talk about it later, but there's so many questions that I have about this movie. So now we're at 2 months. The neighbor who was outside running at the time everything started comes back and has a knife. I don't know where she got a knife from, but she's like banging on the glass, and they're like, we can't help you. We can't open the door. Like, can you get the door? And she's like, it's not opening. And like, they're going back and forth. And she was like yelling like, don't let them see you. They're here and no help is coming. And then we see just tentacles grab her and suck her away. Just drag her off. And you're like, what the fuck? So now we kind of get a sense for what the threat is, even though you don't see it fully just yet. But you know that now there is definitely something there.
Yes. So she gets taken, and there is a theory going around about that, but I will leave it for the end of the movie while we get through this review. So they, inside they call a family meeting. Well, one of them pulls the kids away to like the den to like back up, and then they close the curtains, and I think the sun comes out after that too.
The sun comes out after, and they implement a strict like hiding rule
Yeah.
for when it rains.
So now they say every time it rains, you're going to get away from the windows. We're going to cover all the windows, and we need to move fast.
Yeah. So then we see them setting up like all of that.
Before that, I forgot to mention that when they were like talking back and forth with the boards, the neighbor across the street had said, "Do you guys have enough food?" And they said, "Enough for now." And the neighbors across the street were like, "We have no food."
Yeah, they were completely out.
They were completely out. And they were like an older couple. I'm sure they had more people in that house too.
I thought it was just them two.
You think it was just them two?
Yeah, it was the dentist and his wife. The retired dentist and his wife.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, he was like a pediatrician.
Yeah. And they were joking around. He's like, "Oh, does your kids have cavities? Send them over." But yeah, now you get kind of a jump scare because the cap to the chimney falls, which confuses everybody. But then you see like a small opening at the top of the chimney.
Yes, and the rain is coming in from there and stuff.
And Ruth was like, "Well, let's try to climb out. Like, basically, like, what do we have to lose?" So there's a lot of like engineering things in this movie, and you just see like them put together this huge hoist, which they use to lift Ruth all the way up the top of the chimney, and she's able to just fit her arm out. And she's like, "It's too small for me to go any further." So they lowered her.
She is able to stick her hand out though, and she's like, "Oh my god, like I can stick my hand out."
Yeah. Well, after this happens, is when the stuff starts to happen with the dog. Because the dog is elderly and has heart problems, which they were giving the dog medication, which they ran out of.
But eventually they ran out of the medication, so they were just like telling the dog like, "Just hang in there, bud." But dog started not really feeling well, and not feeling well, and so mom takes kids to the den. They put on Annie, covers her ears, and off camera, Jason shoots the dog.
Yeah.
And then stores the dog's remains in the fridge downstairs. Luckily, they never had to eat the dog,
Mm.
but at first Jason was like, if we get really desperate, and Anna was like, I don't want to know anything, I don't want to see anything,
Mm.
you take care of it, type
Yeah.
of thing. So that's what happens. But again, like, this is a survival movie too.
Yeah.
And usually when you see a pet, like, they unfortunately they don't live as long as us.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But then something comes back that we didn't mention that happened earlier in the movie. A wolf comes and is outside the house.
Mhm. And they're admiring.
How beautiful it is. And the wolf comes back after this, and Jason is his name.
Jason.
He puts a little food in a bag and gets the idea to hoist it up through the chimney to drop it down for the wolf. The wolf runs off because he gets scared of the thunder and yeah. But then Jason gets the idea. I could rig a trap and catch food.
Before this, though, you're just skipping one part. Before this, after the whole fiasco of Cassidy and stuff like that, they're eating dinner. There barely is anything. There's like maybe like a couple pieces of lettuce.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, they really haven't eaten. Ruth flips out.
Mm-hmm.
She has a mental breakdown. She's like, I'm hungry. I want to eat. Can I just have a bowl of cereal? Like, please, I'll go back to starving tomorrow. And the mom is arguing with her. And she was like, please, please, just let me eat. Let me eat. So she gets up. She goes to the fridge. Mom covers the fridge. And Dad, at this point, is like, no, let her see. Let her see. And they open the fridge, and there's absolutely nothing in the fridge. And then son gets up, and the mom is like, you want to see? Starts opening the cabinets, and there's like legitimately like no food left. So at this point, Ruth runs up to her room, starts bawling her eyes out. What we had failed to mention too, when the kids were getting bored and stuff like that, Jason had said, do you guys want to learn something useful? And Ruth gave them her stuffed animals, and he started showing them how you would gut and fillet a fish and get the parts that you would want to eat and stuff like that. So the son actually, this also happens off screen. They have a fish tank, and somehow the fish are still alive, which that's shocking.
Yeah. I mean, you get a whole bottle of fish food for cheap, so they probably had a lot.
Oh, I'd be eating that. I'd be getting desperate. Right? Wouldn't you be getting desperate too and start eating things? Like, I'd probably start eating random things.
Yeah.
Like, it would turn into my strange addiction in this household.
Just gonna say that. Start eating the couch.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna start eating the couch, the stuffing out of the pillows and everything.
Delicious.
Yeah, because you get to a point that you're so hungry that anything tastes good.
Yeah.
So I'd just be like, hopefully this is mildly toxic. Because I'm gonna eat it.
Ugh. But, yeah, so going back to where we're at now, Jason starts to invent traps out of household items to, they call it chimney fishing, where they catch small animals which have now come back to the neighborhood because there's no humans outside.
Yeah, so it's funny because the inside people are dying, but the outside is thriving.
Yes.
Like, nature's coming back, they're taking claim.
Animals everywhere. But then he tries it and everybody's like, all right, this isn't going to work. But then he catches a squirrel and they pull it in and they're like, holy shit, that actually works.
Well, there's like a whole long suspense to it because he tries so many times to get like a fox or a wolf or anything that are like slightly bigger. And then eventually he gets the idea of, wait, why am I trying to get something so big? Why not just try to get something small? And then this is when he comes up with the cage idea.
Mm-hmm.
And the son originally is like, the fox isn't gonna fit in there, and he's like, it's not for the fox. And he captures a squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
The squirrel comes to the chimney. At first, they bring down the contraption down, and it's empty, and so they all look defeated. While this is happening, Jason is basically giving up his portions to his kid, so he hasn't eaten in like 3 days. So he was really weak at this point, and then the wife was like, "You really need to eat something and just get back to work, cause." And he's like, "No, no, give it to the kids." And she's like, "No, like, you haven't eaten in 3 days. You gotta eat a little something." So he ate a couple beans, and she gave him a carrot, and that's where he got the idea of, why am I trying to go after a bigger animal? Why not something smaller? So even though the cage drops down and it's empty, the squirrel somehow drops down and dies.
Yeah.
And they were all excited. Mom cooked it up real quick, and they finally ate some type of food.
Yeah. And then they get excited and keep doing that. Meanwhile, Anne decides to expand her gardening and starts ripping up floorboards where there's dirt right underneath.
Yeah, and um, at this point, like soon after that, they lose power.
Mm-hmm.
So no more Annie, no more movies and shit.
Yeah.
At this point, and they, and then jumps to 5 years later. The kids are older, and they're still making it work. Like now, Jason has like made the chimney fishing like way better.
He made it automatic to where he doesn't even have to be involved. It just does it on its own.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Ruth is older. She is painting, coloring, drawing, every little thing. Graham has taught himself how to play piano because they had like a piano book for beginners.
Yeah, their grandmother gifted them a piano.
Mm-hmm.
And
the kids never wanted to play, but
what else are you going to do?
What else are you going to do?
But then, everybody's starting to, struggle more with, what's the point of everything if we're never going to leave? Like,
you're never going to leave. You're surviving, but then it's like, it becomes like, what's the point? Like, you're surviving for what? Because eventually, like, what? What did they expect? They were going to grow old and the parents were going to wither away.
Yeah.
And then leave poor Ruth and Graham and...
Yeah, like, what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah. And, Graham is getting an attitude. Now he's an older teenager.
Yeah. And all this is happening, the house's foundation is getting weaker.
Uh-huh.
And the house is starting to sink.
Yes.
Just like they were joking about in the beginning, it's actually happening.
Yeah, and Anne keeps bringing that up. Like, the house is sinking. And Jason kind of keeps brushing it off at first. Like, oh yeah, like, we already know that. It's nothing new. It's fine.
Yeah. They're still, doing the whole when it rains covering all the windows.
Yeah.
Routine.
And they've made it better too. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, they did get better at
the
that.
system. And they were like, it was just routine, so they were very quick about it.
Mm-hmm. And the kitchen looks like a forest now because of all the gardening she's doing. Like, it reaches the ceiling. And it's, it is interesting to see what they did in 5 years.
Yeah, I know. Again, none of that stuff we would be able to do.
No.
Yeah, because first of all, we live in a condo, and we live in the upstairs part of the condo.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no breaking the ground to get to the dirt.
No, we'd have to bust through down to the neighbors and then try from there.
Yeah, but then that's another mouth to feed.
It's true.
Yeah.
So it does start to rain, um, but this time the one of the creatures shows up, and we finally get a look at the whole thing.
Yeah, so the creature comes up because Ruth leaves a plant. And then she's like, wait, my plant. And she goes to grab it, and they're like, leave it, leave it, leave it. It drops to the ground and makes noise, and then the creature comes.
The front door flies open.
Mm-hmm.
In comes this. If you know what Cthulhu is, that's what it looks like. It's a big octopus monster, hulk of a creature coming through the front door, and they're all hiding as this thing like slithers around the house. And while it's doing that, it has the ability to, if there's water, it could freeze it, which it froze their water source, and then all of the plants they had started to wither.
Yeah.
So it killed their whole garden.
It's also a sea creature, so it was tracking sea water and
Mm-hmm.
salt water everywhere. So that also kills like the dirt and everything.
Yeah. So it, you know, after a few minutes of suspense and them hiding, the creature leaves.
Graham tries to bolt for the front door while it's still open,
Mm-hmm.
and they freak out on him.
And they grab him and the door slams shut.
And then he flips out on them.
Mm-hmm.
He flips out on them um, like there's no point of staying here. I was almost out, which I thought was fucked up because you were gonna leave,
Yeah, I mean, he was
leave
desperate.
your family.
After 5 years, he's fucking desperate.
Yeah.
Um, but then Ruth has a theory that they're not aliens like they had originally thought, um, but they're ancient sea life reclaiming a polluted, overfished planet. They're not conquering the world. This is their world, is what she said.
Uh huh.
Um, and then, the creature left and resealed the house.
Father Jason doesn't want to accept that. Jason like flips out on her too.
Yeah.
And tells her to put her mind towards something more useful.
Which, I mean, let her have it. Just let her have it, man.
Which, yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
And she just kind of, you could tell, like, she just looked defeated. And she was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, type of thing. Because I would have flipped out on my parent. I would have been like, and what do you suggest is useful that I can do?
Yeah. God, this movie. But then tensions do rise again because while helping with one of the chimney fishing traps, a ferret is captured.
Yeah. And she tells her dad, like, do we really have to get any more animals? Because they've already, like, do we have to take more than what we need?
Yeah, she's like, we can grow the garden again. Like, we'll be fine. We don't really need to keep killing animals.
Uh-huh. She's feeling bad, too.
Yeah.
And so a ferret's captured, and she tries to, like, save it and let it out, and she's, like, petting it, and it goes and bites her.
Bites her right on the hand.
Yep.
And Jason grabs it, and she's freaking out, like, please don't kill it, and he just snaps its fucking neck and drops it. But then Ruth starts to get sick. She gets a fever. She can't get out of bed. And they're like, she needs medicine. We got to figure something out. Like, she needs fucking medicine.
They use the last little bit of clean water for her to drink because, again, like, there's no clean water because that monster, like, froze all of their water and everything. It's contaminated. And at first, Jason's like, okay, like, we'll collect water again. It's gonna rain again. We'll collect water. We'll do this. We'll do that. They have a moment of weakness because they've been in there for so long. And Anne is like, we're not living anymore. Like, how much longer do you want us to keep going like this? This is, we ruined our kids' childhood. They have no childhood. This is, and he's like, well, I'm here to keep my family safe.
And this is when Jason actually goes crazy because he jumps in the car in the garage.
Yeah, because he sees that his daughter is gonna die without any antibiotics.
And he starts driving back and forth into the wall and then the garage door and getting nowhere. And then Anne comes out and grabs him, and he starts freaking out and grabs a crowbar and starts smashing up the walls and the floors. And then they make their way to the bathroom.
Well, he has like a manic episode because, well, he falls to the ground and sees that the foundation of the ground is cracked. And at that moment, he has his aha moment. But instead of like stopping a minute and explaining that to his family, he has like this manic episode and he's going around looking for all the cracks and everything and the crevices, and he's trying to look to see where the foundation is the worst. Eventually, he gets to the bathroom and he starts tearing up the bathroom. And Anne is like freaking out on him, grabbing him, like trying to get him to stop.
And
Yeah.
he smashes the floor. And when he does that, he finds a pipe, a big like sewage pipe that leads into the sewer. And they're like, fuck, somebody could fit through there. And they're like, I don't know if we should, but they're like, look, Ruth is sick. She's not getting better. She needs antibiotics, which the Richardsons, which was the dentist from across the street, they're like, he will have medicine in his house. So we have to try to get there through the sewer. The only person who could fit is Anne. So she's like, all right, well, it's my turn to be useful. Like, I need to go. So they give her, a flashlight and the gun and like a little camera.
Yeah, like a baby monitor.
Baby monitor, yeah. And they lower her into the sewer with a rope, and she's getting scared by like rats and stuff like that. But she finally makes her way through the tunnel to, I don't know how she knew it was their house, but she got into their basement, and she's going through the house looking for anything she could. She finds medicine, and then she's flashing the light across the street through the window.
She finds the dead bodies of Mrs. Richardson and Mr. Richardson too.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're skeletons and stuff. When she's looking around the house too, she's realized that it looks like it's flooded. Like the whole house got flood in the inside, and she was like, "That's weird." Because they've never gotten any flooding or anything.
Yeah, and
their bodies are still there, so it's like,
And well, the bodies, which was even weirder, were covered in like there were small crabs. Like it looks like they were underwater. And then you learn why. Making all the noise on the baby monitor, it starts raining, and one of the creatures returns and comes in the house.
Yeah, so they're yelling at her to get out of the house, but she's like still looking for the meds. She finds the meds finally. She finds like erythromycin, penicillin, 2 other ones, so she just grabs them all.
And she creeps back down the basement, which is now flooding with water. And that's when we see Mr. Richardson's skeleton pop up out of the water because he was floating down there.
And she screams, which alerts the sea creature. So then she starts hauling ass back to her bathroom to get pulled up.
And right before she gets there, the creature gets right behind her, and she turns and shoots it and unloads the whole fucking clip into it, and then grabs the rope and gets pulled up. And the monster's like reaching through, and they hit the foundation, and like it falls on them, like part of the house, the wall falls on it, and temporarily stops it, I would say. And then they go to tend to Ruth and help her.
Yeah, they help Ruth. They give her medication. Ruth starts to get better. She gets better like pretty quickly
Yeah.
too. Um, Graham starts saying that, you know, we need to get out of here. Well, Jason is like, now it knows we're alive and we're here, so they're gonna be coming after us.
Mm.
So he was basically telling Anne, you need to go with the kids to the attic, and even if you hear me screaming and whatever, don't come out, kind of thing. But then Graham was like we need to get out of here. Like, this is not living anymore. We need to get out of here. We need to lure them in. We need to escape.
Yeah. So
And well, Jason does not want to do that, but Anne was like, no, like, he's right. We can't live this way anymore. We need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So then they decide that, like, that's their final day at that house. So then there's like a little scene of them all getting together and making kind of like weapons and stuff and setting traps. And
yeah, that trap. I don't know. I'll get into that. They relied heavily on one trap, but and the whole thing was they were gonna bait them in and then trap them in the house and then escape. And the rain comes back, and so do the monsters. And this time, the house starts to flood. Um, and now we see kind of what happened to the Richardsons. Like, the house just started filling with water,
mm-hmm.
and they're trying to fight the monster that comes in, shooting at them with a harpoon gun they made and missing, and they're going back and forth, and they're getting basically forced to go to the attic.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of good weapons. Like, they made a Molotov cocktail and set it on fire at one point.
Yeah,
cool.
they threw it at the sea creature, so like it was lit on fire at one point. But so Jason was supposed to harpoon it, but he misses. So then they start like getting to the attic, and Jason's kind of hurt at this point because the sea creature kind of grabs him.
It fucks him up.
Yeah, fucks him up a bit. They get to the stairs and they're climbing up, and they're asking, where's the harpoon? And he's like, it's in the kitchen. I dropped it. And Graham is like, let me go get it. Which, shockingly, they allow him to go get it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, go get it. And he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good swimmer and everything for someone who hasn't swam in 5 years.
Yeah. And the whole time I'm wondering, like, why do they need this specific harpoon? What the fuck are they going to do with this? And then they get up to the attic, they set up the harpoon, they, like, tie a rope to it, and then the creature comes up and they shoot it. And as that happens, it springs a trap, which is connected to the car in the garage, which pulls the sea creature down and like traps it. And it's like basically tied up against the wall or the stairs.
Yeah, so then the water starts like getting out of the house. They tie around this like that rope thing that they use to bring roof up to the chimney.
Yeah.
They tie it around all of them so they're pulled all together downstairs. And they try the front door. They already... Basically, the harpoon and everything is in the sea creature. It's tied up. It can't get out. Its arms are, like, tied up, basically. And they try the front door, and the front door will not open. So they start freaking out. They're like... The dad goes to kill the sea creature, and Ruth starts yelling at him, saying, no, don't kill it, because if not, we'll be stuck in here. And I'm telling you, when I first saw one, it was nice. And so it persuades Jason to actually let the sea creature live and show mercy, because the sea creature is like lightly like wrapping its tentacles around him a little bit too.
Kind of like begging for mercy.
Yeah, like almost begging for mercy, if you could like look at an animal and see. And so he uses the knife that he was about to kill the sea creature with and sets him free. And then they yell at the sea creature, open the door. And the sea creature opens the door. The four of them walk out. They're finally outside of the house.
No, they fucking sprint out.
Yeah. They're finally outside the house. But then they're surrounded by all the other sea creatures. But then the one sea creature that they showed mercy to comes out, does like this call to the rest of them, and basically shows them mercy too. So they all leave.
Yeah, they spare them, and all the sea creatures leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then, perfect timing, because then they turn and see their house collapse into a sinkhole.
Yeah.
So that would have been disastrous. And then Ruth takes off running down the street with a huge smile on her face and jumps on top of a U-Haul truck to see, how far they could go. And we see the ocean, and Seattle's underwater.
Yeah, we see all like the old houses, how badly and poor they were.
It's, if you ever watched the documentary Life After People, where like nature comes back to
reclaim.
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Yeah, that's how it looks. And their one neighbor to the side had like an old boat. So they refurbish the boat, and they take the boat out to the ocean, and they rename the boat Cassidy for their dog. And and then it just goes into a little narration. I would say like Ruth is narrating, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Goes into a narration of that they're setting sail, looking for like survivors, looking for like a new home and everything. And it ends with them trying to contact people through the broadcast thing. And saying, is there any survivors? And you hear somebody say, hello, like, and yep, and that's how it ends. Okay, so Josh was not a big fan of the ending. He has questions that I unfortunately do not have answers to.
I don't think anybody does. But like, do the sea creatures control the rain? Because that was not established.
If they controlled the rain?
Yeah.
I would think so.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay, I would think so. Okay, the theory that's going around about those sea creatures, because all of this has nothing to do with the sea creatures at all. Like, they were just, like what Ruth said, like, they're legendary sea creatures that they saw they could come back to the earth, and it's safe for them to come back. So I don't like the theory that's going around is that they weren't there to hurt humans at all. Because in the beginning, if you remember, Ruth sees one and she's like, it looked harmless, like it didn't look like anything, it didn't look bothered, it looked friendly. So I actually think that they were kind of just like regular animals, like kind of doing their own thing or whatever. The theory is that because Susan, which is the one woman that was running outside that they asked to get help, she didn't resurface until a month later. So that means Susan was left outside trying to survive outside while everybody else is trying to survive inside. She's trying to survive outside. And you know how she had that knife? It looks like she probably went and tried to attack one of those sea creatures. And
Made it worse.
That's when they came after her. And that's when they were like, fuck the humans. Like,
yeah.
I'm just fucking kill them.
Yeah.
At this point. Like, if I see them, because now they're a threat.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. Whereas that, I feel like if she didn't do anything, because she was, like, running around with a knife, and it was like, the fuck? And she's like, please let me inside.
Yeah.
But it's like, bitch, people asked you to, like, help them to get outside because they're stuck. Like, what makes you think they're going to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, let me open the door and help you? Like, don't you think they would have left by now if they could open the door? So it wasn't too smart on her decision, but that's the theory that's going around, that the reason why the sea creatures didn't like humans afterwards was because of her, that she probably went after them and attacked.
Fair enough.
Which makes sense, because if you see something like that, you probably are gonna try to kill something before it kills you.
Yeah. The ending annoyed me, and here's why. The last 20 minutes of the movie I like. Everything else I don't care for.
Mm-hmm.
But you escape the house. There's clearly still places with land that's not underwater. Clearly. You were attacked by sea creatures, even though, you made friends with 4 of them. You don't know how many there are. And water is clearly the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Why then would you choose to go out into the ocean on a boat and not go inland to somewhere drier? I know you gotta walk, I get it, it's a long walk. But you have the time. You don't have anywhere to be. Like, you can forage for supplies and then start walking to a drier climate where there's no water creatures that could fucking ruin you. But they decided to go into the water where they live and tempt fate. I don't know.
I guess, but then I also thought about, like, if you were stuck in a house for 5 years and you made it out, would you want to risk getting stuck inside somewhere else, even if it's like a building or something, because you're going to need shelter of some sort?
Yeah, but you could build shelter that's not, like, fully enclosed.
I don't know. Then, I don't know, man.
You get trapped in a boat, too.
You could get trapped in the boat, too. But you could get to areas faster in the boat than you can just walking to, like, nothing. Because it's like, where the fuck are you walking to? You have no map, you have nothing. You're just gonna...
Yeah, but where are you sailing to in that regard?
Keep walking.
Yeah.
To different islands.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't really like boats like that, so I probably wouldn't take the boat route either. But I don't think I would have... I don't know. We've already established that we would be dead. So
we wouldn't make it this far.
We wouldn't make it this far in the movie. Like, I feel like...
We get maybe to month 2.
You think?
Yeah.
You give us that much credit?
I do.
To get to month 2?
Well, we already said we'd eat the couch. That gets us at least to month 4.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think we're okay.
Yeah. I'd probably rip up some paper and eat paper, too.
Sure.
Like, no, it would quickly turn into my strange addiction at this rate, because you get desperate of what to eat. I would try to salvage the food, which that would at least give us maybe 2 weeks. And then I'd be like, you need no snacking, nothing, go night-nights. You're hungry, like, let's just go night-nights. I could probably get through 4 days of just sleeping.
Yeah. But then we'd get very bored and competitive and see who could eat the weirder thing.
Oh, like I would make you a spoon of something, like, gross. And be like,
not only that, but
eat this and tell me what it is.
It's like we're eating the couch. Why don't we eat the books while we're at it? Like, oh, you got shoes. Let's see what they taste like. Like, that's what it would turn into.
No, I don't think we would eat everything. I think what would happen is we would get sick eventually. Like, you would definitely get sick because Josh has high blood pressure. So I brought that up. Like, he eventually, like, his meds would be out. So he would just have, like, a really, really bad pounding headache. like every single day after that. So he'd have to kind of salvage. He'd kind of have to salvage the medication,
Yeah.
like cut it into pieces,
I would be miserable.
and then you would probably have to like do every other day or something like that. However, because we're not eating so much, I think we would lose a lot of weight.
Sure.
So maybe your high blood pressure would go away because of that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's hard. High blood pressure is the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah. So with that being a thing, because I don't take any medication besides vitamins, that would make me believe that you would die first.
I definitely would. I know that for a fact. I wouldn't make it.
Before me, but then I would probably just die because I don't think I would. I don't know.
I'm very good in survival situations. However, if it's this kind of scenario and we're on the upstairs where we can't punch through to the like earth underneath and grow things, like yeah, I'm dead. I'm not gonna make it.
I think we would have to. I think we would have to eventually break down to our downstairs neighbors.
Yeah.
Because that would be the only way to plan things. But then we don't even have things to plan, so that's a problem.
I have a tomato, which I could start a garden with.
A singular tomato.
Yes,
Okay,
there's
okay.
plenty of seeds in there. We have some fruit.
We have some lemons.
Yeah.
You can make a lemon tree.
Yeah, we have some fruit in there we could use. So we'd be fine. Well, we'd be fine.
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, because we also have like the stairs to get kind of outside, but if you couldn't get outside, like we could, that little plot right there in the entrance, we could like maybe break down to the ground there.
That's true. And then, we could just set up mirrors to get the light to hit it. And then, yeah, we'd be fine.
It's so funny because I will say that this movie just really, really made me think. And be like, if something like that were to happen. And it's like, those people that prepare for doomsday and shit, like, sometimes a lot of people like kind of like laugh at them or say like they're. I do agree that some people take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
However, there's like certain things that like we could probably implement in our daily lives that would help in case of emergency, because I don't think we would get stuck inside our houses like this movie per se, but I could believe that maybe something would happen, like a terrorist attack or anything government related, that we're forced to stay inside our houses and have to ration.
Another pandemic,
Another pandemic, something worse than
more extreme,
more extreme, that you have to stay stuck in your house.
Yeah.
So yeah. So those are like scenarios that like maybe it would be better for us to like get big things of rice or
just cans of food that'll last a long time.
Canned foods or like those space food things.
Twinkies, they last 75 years. Do
they really?
I know they used to. I don't know if they still do that, but
I feel like all those Little Debbie like products have like changed. They just don't taste the same.
No, but there was an episode of Family Guy in season 1 where they do the scenario where Y2K happens and it actually like they lose power and they go back to nothing and it's like the apocalypse, but the whole point of the episode is them trying to get to the Twinkie factory. And they're like, why? And he's like, because they last 75 years.
They lived pretty well without their phones, too, because I would love to sit here and say that I could live without my phone. And yeah, eventually you would adapt. And I do feel like our phones and our electronics do ruin a lot of our, it prevents us from having an analog-styled lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie, like, I feel like they kind of adapted pretty quickly. Because they were like, the internet's not working. Did you pay the bill? Kind of thing, and reset the router. And they just kind of accepted that like their phones and shit don't work.
They accepted it day one.
Yeah.
But no, I've gone a week without my phone. I took time off and I literally just did not. I put my phone away and did not touch it once for a solid week, and it was amazing.
I went a whole one time like my mental health was shot. So I deactivated every social media.
Mm.
Every single social media, I deactivated myself for a whole month. I lasted a whole month. I probably could have lasted even longer, but I I think it was some, I don't know, some party stuff or whatever that I needed to be a part of the group or whatever.
Mm.
So I had to like re-download the social media apps. But it was like a nice break because you social media, like, you compare yourself to people, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of negative. There is good, but there's also a lot of negative.
Mm.
And then you start comparing your lifestyle to everybody else's lifestyle, and then that's what pretty much makes you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be at the age that you are, even though everybody's on their own timeline and
Mm.
stuff. But sometimes it does get to you.
Yeah, I mean, taking that week off from having my phone, it made me realize how little things matter. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to social media and shit, like I just didn't care. And then when I took my phone back out, I had it, but I found myself for days after that just not even checking it. Like I didn't care. So
Yeah,
it
and I
was
feel like
nice.
we lose a lot of life just scrolling aimlessly
Mm.
through TikTok, through Instagram. Like, we scroll nonstop, and I feel like this was like done purposely so people don't like sit with their thoughts and come up with like
Mm-hmm.
creative ideas and actually do things.
Yeah, it's true. I actually remember a time. This was after my store shut down, and I was laid off for a while.
Yeah.
I hadn't taken an actual vacation in over a decade at that point. Glued to my phone for work. I was sitting on. We were in Puerto Rico. I was sitting on the back porch with your mother, and your mom was like, "Just put your phone down. Don't look at it. Close your eyes and just listen to nature for a second." And I could hear like the frogs, the
Oh,
co-
the
the
cookies.
cookies, and I heard the horses next door, and it was like very chill.
Yeah. So that wasn't vacation. We were there for my abuelo's
Yeah.
funeral.
Well, yeah, it wasn't vacation, but we were in Puerto Rico nonetheless.
Yeah. Oh, it was Josh's first time going.
Yeah.
It would have been like better under different circumstances, but like, we did make the most of, you know,
Yeah.
I think we were only there for like 3 days.
No, we were there longer. Some of the family was there for 3 days. We stayed for almost like a week.
No, we didn't.
It wasn't 3 days. It was more than that. Either way.
So 4 days because remember I didn't have PTO because I had started
Mm-hmm.
at my job. Remember, so I didn't have PTO. I was gonna go in the negative, so we didn't stay long.
Right.
We came back pretty quickly.
Either way. So, yeah, it's nice to unplug sometimes.
And then that place is just a really good place to unplug. They don't. I mean, to be fair though, they don't have good signal in majority of places in the island.
Mm-hmm.
So majority of the time, you kind of do have to unplug, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But it's nice to unplug there because you hear all the insects and just nature.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So,
That's nice. And then that year we also did Disney.
and Jamaica.
Oh yeah, in Jamaica.
Could have skipped that one.
You were still unemployed by Jamaica?
This was just the summer, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that all happened over the course of like 2 months. Um, but yeah, so that was. Any more on this movie?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you. I mean, I did talk about a little bit of the how they promoted this movie. Um, so far on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 21%.
It
So
also just came out though.
just came out, so you have to give it some time to get like the ratings.
Yeah.
For popcorn meter has 28%. I do highly recommend people watching this movie. Is it my favorite type of genre? No, because I'm not like the biggest fan of survival type horror too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay, like I'll watch it and everything, but it's not like my favorite type of genre. Definitely would opt more for like a comedy horror or like a thriller type movie. It's like one of those like this one's a little bit more slower
Mm.
and it has aspects of like horror, but it's not complete like horror. It's like sci-fi horror.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So it just explores that. Did this movie get me thinking? Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I just, again, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. And that's fair. That's fair. I also said to Josh, I was like, sometimes I'm gonna pick a movie that you're not gonna really like, or vice versa. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna pick a movie and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this movie's so great. And then I'm gonna be like, eh. And then sometimes we'll purposely pick a movie that's bad and we'll be like, nah, yeah, it's bad. Or it's mid.
We do that sometimes. We'll watch bad movies on purpose, Slenderman, and we'll, you know, we watch it to laugh at it mainly. But
That one's just a bad movie. We do have a topic on the wheel that says so good. No, so bad that it's good. And I was just like, definitely not Slenderman because Slenderman is just bad.
I had a
That
thought.
it's bad.
I had a thought for the wheel.
Uh huh.
One category instead of category, we just write Slenderman, and if we land on it, we have to
No.
review it. I think that would be fun.
I don't want to do Slenderman.
We have to at some point.
I can't rewatch that movie. I'm just gonna be like, let's just take a nap for
Yeah, you just gotta close your eyes.
2 hours, and that's the movie. Like,
yeah,
with your eyes closed. That movie fails to have a main character. Because at one point you're like, oh, this person's the main character. No, it's this person.
doesn't have a plot. Either.
No, and then it's this person.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna go in the woods.
Yeah.
Because why not?
They roll over the fucking place.
Yes. Anyways, so next week is end of month, which you know what that means. That means listener's choice. So we're gonna come back next week with a listener's choice, review that, talk about that for you guys. I love the listener's choice, even though like sometimes when it comes up, I'm like, oh man, because for the past 2 months, it always falls on when it was supposed to be my week, and then that's the only sucky thing because then you have to wait an additional week before it's your week. But we always have a good time, and I do feel like the listener's choice episodes tend to do a little bit better with like listeners too.
We also watch movies we never would have watched. I feel like we find new things this way. Something like Alice, Sweet Alice, I never would have watched on my
That's
own.
true. I mean, Alice Sweet Alice was the only one that we've done so far that I never watched that was really good. That we probably wouldn't have watched on our own.
Yeah.
Without that recommendation. But the other two, I mean, we've done House of Wax. We've watched that one. Trick or Treat.
Love Trick or Treat.
We've watched that one in the past too. But I mean, we'll see what we discuss on like what we're gonna review for you guys next week. Definitely gonna be a listener's choice.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna spin the wheel because it's gonna be my turn next.
Yeah, so I told Josh he can spin the wheel regardless because, you know, we do like to spin the wheel. And then I also said for the end of next week's episode, if he wants to, he can spin the wheel again. I'll allow it.
Because she got to last time. She got to.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just said, like, for shits and giggles, I would spin it again. But yeah. I think you're talking about when I cheated.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me see what I get here.
Alrighty. He
Okay.
got psychological.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Why does that? We have to fix the wheel because I'm telling you it's only landing on, like, this side of categories.
Yeah, we may have to loosen it.
Yeah. I was trying to.
If anything.
It needs some WD 40. Try to spin that again. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. Oh.
I think we fixed it. I don't know.
I don't think so. It did not sound fixed. Or did you just not give it a good spin?
I loosened it.
Give it a really good spin. Yeah, that sounds too loose.
I don't know. I'm gonna mess with it.
Now it sounds a little bit better. I think it needs some WD 40 in the little. See, it went to nothing.
Yeah.
It almost stopped at psychological again.
I'm gonna see if I could think of a good movie for that.
Just in case.
Yeah, at least just to get it off the fucking wheel. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so that's what we got for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. Next week, listener's choice. After that, possibly psychological, at least to get rid of.
Either psychological or, you know, he will spin the wheel again because Josh is probably gonna, as soon as we get off of this, he's gonna finesse the wheel a little bit.
I'll play with it.
To see what's wrong because it's. We've been spinning the wheel, but it's only been landing on, like, the one side of things. So it's been, like, landing on, like, the empty parts of the wheel. I don't know if I should just erase the categories and just move them to the top. But I would like to just fix it.
Yeah. If anything, I'll take it apart and put it back together, see if that does it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's that. Thank you guys again. We will see you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.